Welcome to Netrush Report, your home for the most dramatic, emotional, and high-stakes moments in the world of tennis. If you live for intense rallies, shocking twists, and raw emotions that define tennis at its highest level, you're in the right place. Subscribe now and turn on notifications, because we're diving deep into the stories the rest of the tennis world can't stop talking about. The drama began in the second round of the 2025 US Open. Taylor Townsend, ranked 139 in the world, faced Jelena Ostapenko, the 2017 French Open champion and 25th seed in New York. On paper, Ostapenko was the clear favorite. She has the firepower, the experience, and the big match mentality. But Townsend had other ideas. With her aggressive net play and fearless shot-making, Townsend dismantled Ostapenko 7-5, 6-1. What should have been a career highlight win turned into chaos when the two players approached the net. Instead of a polite handshake, the moment erupted into tension. Ostapenko accused Townsend of breaking tennis etiquette. She claimed Townsend should have apologized for a net court winner. She also criticized Townsend for warming up at the net instead of the baseline. Ostapenko. These were signs of disrespect. To Townsend, they were non-issues in the heat of competition. But what shocked fans wasn't just Ostapenko's complaints. It was her alleged words, calling Townsend classless, uneducated, and even warning her about future encounters outside the USA. In her press conference, Taylor Townsend didn't hold back. She admitted that Ostapenko told her she had no class and no education. But when pressed on whether Ostapenko's remarks carried racial undertones, especially given the stereotype about black people and education, Townsend chose her words carefully. She said, "That's for her to clarify. I didn't take it that way, but I know the stereotype exists." Townsend's response was measured. She didn't outright accuse Ostapenko of racism, but she acknowledged how dangerous such language can be when directed at a black player. Her choice not to escalate the racial angle publicly only added fuel to speculation among fans and analysts. Social media exploded. Was this simply Ostapenko being Ostapenko, fiery, blunt, and emotional, or something far more damaging? Then came Aryna Sabalenka, the reigning world number one. Reporters asked her about the drama. Instead of dodging the question, she gave a candid, nuanced answer. Sabalenka revealed that she had spoken to Ostapenko privately after the match. Her assessment: sometimes, Jelena can lose control. But she's actually a nice person. I know she's not happy with how she acted. It was a powerful statement. Sabalenka wasn't excusing Ostapenko's behavior, but she was humanizing it. She suggested that Ostapenko's fiery temper wasn't malicious, but rather a reflection of how she processes the emotional roller coaster of tennis. Sabalenka even hinted that Ostapenko might be dealing with off-court struggles that spilled into her on-court behavior. "We all go through things. Sometimes it shows up during matches." Her words reframed the entire controversy. Instead of simply villainizing Ostapenko, Sabalenka reminded fans of the human side of athletes, the battles they fight that go beyond the baseline. But here's the thing. This isn't new for Jelena Ostapenko. The Latvian has a long history of fiery confrontations on court. She's clashed with umpires repeatedly over line calls. She's been accused of bad sportsmanship by fellow players. Fans often point out her body language, eye rolls, and verbal outbursts. For some, this is part of her charm. She's unapologetically emotional. For others, it's proof that she lacks control. In Sabalenka's words, "Sometimes she loses control," almost perfectly capture the paradox of Ostapenko's career. She can blast winners like few players in history, but she can also blast herself out of matches with her temper. While the FEUD dominated headlines, let's not forget the biggest winner here, Taylor Townsend. This was just her fourth time reaching the third round of a Grand Slam in her career, and she did it by taking out a seeded player. Her next challenge? Rising star and fifth seed Mira Andreeva. Andreeva is the teenage sensation taking the WTA by storm. If Townsend pulls off another upset, it would mark her first top 10 win and one of the biggest moments of her career. But as Townsend herself said, "I can't let this drama distract me. I need to focus on the tennis." That's the mark of a player growing in maturity. Years ago, Townsend might have been rattled by such off-court chaos. Now, she's using it as fuel. Fans have been divided and loud. On one side, many defended Townsend, praising her composure and suggesting Ostapenko crossed a line. On the other side, Some argued Ostapenko's comments were misinterpreted, blown out of proportion, or simply a case of cultural misunderstanding. And then there's the Sabalenka factor. Her intervention calmed some of the fire, but also sparked new debates. Was Sabalenka protecting a friend? Was she subtly calling Ostapenko out? Or was she simply being diplomatic as the face of the women's tour? This controversy also raises a deeper question. What role does etiquette play in today's game? The net court apology. It's an unwritten rule, not a requirement. Warming up at the net? Rare, but not against the rules. Are players like Ostapenko clinging to traditions that newer generations don't prioritize? Or are players like Townsend breaking unspoken codes that hold the sport together? This cultural clash between old etiquette and modern freedom is at the heart of the drama. What makes this story so fascinating is Aryna Sabalenka's role. She didn't have to comment. She could have stayed out of it. But by speaking up, she positioned herself as a leader, someone who understands both sides and values empathy over chaos. Her words didn't erase the drama, but they reframed it, and maybe, just maybe, they remind us that tennis isn't just about winners and losers. It's about people, flawed, emotional, passionate people, who sometimes lose control but still deserve compassion. This US Open story is far from over. Taylor Townsend faces her next challenge against Mira Andreeva. Jelena Ostapenko will try to rebuild her image after yet another fiery moment. And Aryna Sabalenka? She continues to prove why she's not just #1 in the rankings, but a leader in the locker room. What do you think? Did Ostapenko cross the line with Townsend? Or was this just another case of her emotions boiling over in the heat of competition? Drop your thoughts in the comments. We'll be watching. This has been Netrush Report, your home for the most dramatic, emotional, and high-stakes stories in tennis. Don't forget to subscribe, hit that notification bell, and stay tuned for the next chapter in this unforgettable US Open saga.